Carl Sagan once muttered, "The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence," and by modern standards, there have been countless bases on which this theorem suggests. If there is no God present, does that entail for the non-existence of such a being? If there is no career for Halle Berry currently, does that mean that such a career will never be relevant again? Well, Nintendo finally proves that there is validity to such a groundbreaking statement. Zelda's track record, no pun intended, with incoming games for their dual-screen handheld were mediocre at best, leaving a world of content and quality to be desired, all lacking the control finesse and graphics of the bigger-budget 3D Zeldas, and generally being lesser sold in their franchise. It seemed that Nintendo's faith towards one of its flagship series was absent. That is, until this. This game, in short, not only made up for the two prior missteps in the franchise, but accelerated the experience of Zelda into speeds everyone thought unreachable. There are a myriad of incredible things about this game, and I'll try to hold it to a simple review. I have not, and I repeat, I have not fought with a blade in my life. Short and sweet way to say that I have no experience with such arms, but this game about made me convinced that I have. Coming off the heels of the fantastic Twilight Princess, I did expect some waggle fighting, but what I got was an intuitive, creative, and mind-blowing control scheme that laughs in the faces of the PS3's Move controller. To describe it simply, the game mimics your right arm. No lag, no post-calibration errors, it just perfectly mimics the way you hold the controller, and places the sword there. You literally control the way you fight. You can clearly see this by this mini-boss. Now, control is a big part of this game, and though swordplay isn't all of it, it's such a huge part and it does make up for the one or two odd choices here and there. When you dive off a cliff, you have to hold the Wiimote downward to accelerate, and that can be frustrating to handle at first, as well as rolling bombs, but it's not such a huge deal if you play it standing up, which is honestly ideal for gameplay. The third-person aiming is fluent and perfect, with a custom centering system that really does make the camera work to your whim. Even with a few shortcomings, the game works perfectly fine, and the flaws never impede gameplay. The art style is refreshing, to say the least, though they do focus on quite a lot of non-filtered polygonal strains that do look a tad dated, but with the massive vistas, incredible particle effects in the right places, and physics that almost seems ripped from reality at times. And as Derek before me said, Impressionist fills this game. Being a Bob Ross fanatic, I was enamored by that. Speaking of the audible art, listen to the music and just ask yourself, why don't I have a Wii? Or if you have a Wii, laugh at that guy who just said that. Before I close this review, I want to make an honorable mention of this brilliant level. The concept is going back in time in a secured radius like these things called time crystals. If that doesn't blow your mind with how clever it is, nothing will. This game brought back everyone's faith in a near-drowned franchise, and it shows that Nintendo actually cares enough to make something innovative with every game it releases, even if the core premises and characters don't change much. This is easily a must-have if you enjoy the art of video games.